The film opens in a stormy jungle where two American soldiers are the last survivors of a mission, their team having been wiped out by a terrifying unseen attacker. One soldier calls for help as his companion screams and is dragged away. The leader is then killed by a dinosaur that leaps out of the bushes. The next day at an American camp, a woman's claim about a winged dinosaur abducting her husband is dismissed, but the discovery of a truck carrying dangerous radiation amidst nearby explosions confirms that something is amiss. A soldier reports the truck's discovery and the missing team to the colonel, who immediately authorizes a rescue mission. The rescue team infiltrates an enemy camp, neutralizing guards and a sniper before launching a swift surprise attack. They quickly overcome the opposition, free 2 American prisoners, 3 others were already dead, and are extracted by helicopter only to be immediately reassigned. They are flown to a new camp where the colonel informs the team leader Baker about the rumors of strange occurrences in a valley and tasks them with surveying the area to find the missing team. When Baker presses for details, the colonel, clearly agitated, tells him he's given all the information he has and later privately offers to drop past charges against Baker if the mission is successful. Departing by helicopter that evening, the team's flight is marred by malfunctioning systems, though the aircraft remains stable. They land and are immediately struck by the size of the footprints they find, larger than an elephant's and unlike any familiar animal. They also find a massive feather and eventually a bag containing a map of Research Station 4 and a note, "We're being hunted." Noticing 2 sets of tracks and numerous bullet casings, they decide to follow the trails. As they move deeper, something suddenly grabs Baker's leg and drags him. He frantically fires his weapon until the unseen creature lets go and flees. His team tends to his wounds and they press on. Meanwhile, a Russian search team led by a woman finds the still hot American bullet casings. As they investigate, a strange noise is heard and the rearmost soldier is decapitated by a dinosaur in the bushes. The others find the mangled corpse and mistakenly believe the Americans were responsible. Spooked and unnerved by a large claw they find on the ground, the team decides to retreat and lie about their findings. Baker and his team find a piece of a soldier's uniform before entering a cave where they discover the mutilated bodies of the missing American team. As they advance, they are attacked by winged dinosaurs. A fierce firefight ensues. Baker and Varnon become separated, escaping through a narrow passage. They climb a tree to evade a dinosaur, which Baker kills with a shot. Other dinosaurs rush in, but Baker and Varnon manage to climb out of the cave entirely. The rest of the team also escapes. As they regroup, a large sleeping dinosaur is spotted. Smaller dinosaurs emerge from a hole, alerting their mother, and Baker and Varnon run, firing to slow their relentless pursuit before hiding in the bushes. The rest of the team crosses a river and rests, worried about Baker and Varnon. They are forced to move on when they hear a noise. Baker and Varnon continue their desperate flight from the pursuing dinosaur. After dodging an explosion set by Baker, they jump off a cliff into the water. Shockingly, the dinosaur also jumps in and swims away after Baker helps the unconscious Varnon ashore. A woman named Sophia appears, helping them carry Varnon. She tells them their companions may be dead and leads them to a lab. Both the American and Russian groups encounter more dinosaurs, with the Russians narrowly escaping a herd of plant eaters. Sophia takes Baker and Varnon to Research Station 4, a steel building where she has been living alone since her entire scientific team was killed. She injects herself with a drug. Varnon attempts to radio for help, and Sophia explains that the Russian general responsible for this place killed everyone and is now building a massive machine in the mountains. Varnon successfully contacts his camp and Baker takes the call, relaying Sophia's story, including the existence of dinosaurs, and demands a rescue team, threatening to expose the truth if his orders are ignored. The colonel, though skeptical of the dinosaurs, orders an investigation into the Russian journal. The 3 leave the building to search for the rest of Baker's team. Soon the 2 groups meet and a firefight breaks out when the Russian soldiers spot and wound one of Baker's men. The battle is interrupted by large flying dinosaurs that descend on the combatants. The creatures attack the Russian soldiers, with one brutally dismembered and eaten. Both sides use the distraction to flee. Baker's team treats their wounded comrade in the jungle, and Baker, Varnon, and Sophia find them. Before Baker's men can attack the Russian, Sophia, small dinosaurs attack the group. In the chaos, one of Baker's men is dragged away and surrounded by numerous dinosaurs. He defends himself and scares off the first wave, but is then mortally wounded by a sudden attack from a winged dinosaur. His comrades arrive, shoot the dinosaur, and tend to his wounds, but Sophia suggests they abandon him. Baker refuses and they take him to the research building. Inside, the wounded soldier is in agony and they give him a painkiller. Baker follows Sophia and discovers she's injecting herself with a drug, explaining that she's half dead from her time there. She reveals the truth: the dinosaurs were an accidental result of her husband's research for the Russian army. He was developing a machine to open a sky portal for an attack on the USA, but the general's mismanagement caused a glitch that opened a timeline portal, bringing the dinosaurs into the present. The general abandoned the lab and is now building the portal machine in the mountains. That night, a dinosaur spots them through a window, forcing the soldiers to shoot it, which alerts others. Dinosaurs attack the building, trying to get in through the windows and doors. Sophia reveals an escape route to the harbor, but their wounded comrade insists they leave him. They reluctantly agree. As they escape, the soldier activates 2 bombs, sacrificing himself to cover their retreat. On a boat the next morning, Baker shares the plan to destroy the general's machine. Sophia regains consciousness after fainting and frantically warns them that detonating it will destroy the world. They must cut a wire or remove its leg to shut it down. They fend off a water-based dinosaur attack and reach a foggy area on shore. As they move, smaller dinosaurs attack and one soldier sacrifices himself by firing a continuous barrage to distract the creatures, finally shooting himself after running out of bullets. Baker finally contacts the colonel, gives him their location and demands a helicopter before hanging up. The team moves into the compound, neutralizing Russian guards. Baker and Sophia sneak into the main area, discovering that the surviving Russian soldiers are unhappy with their leader Jarnard for his role in the crisis. Baker's men plant bombs. Baker and Sophia free 2 guards who agree to help. When some Russian soldiers shoot a baby dinosaur, Jarnard scolds them and the furious parent dinosaurs storm the base, destroying vehicles and killing men. Jarnard hides. Baker's team, blocked by the dinosaurs, waits for an opening and breaks in, reaching the lab. They kill a scientist who tries to stop them. Sophia begins the deactivation sequence and cuts a wire, plunging the room into emergency lights. They realize the general has escaped. Dinosaurs enter the base, blocking the exit. The team uses bombs and gunfire to push them back, but the overwhelming number of creatures enters the lab. The general reappears, tries to use the control panel, but is immediately attacked and eaten by the dinosaurs. The 3 leave to find the rest of Baker's team. Soon the 2 groups clash in a firefight when Russian soldiers wound one of Baker's men. The battle is broken up by large flying dinosaurs that descend on the combatants, brutally attacking and eating the Russian soldiers. Both groups flee. Baker's team treats their wounded comrade, and Baker, Varnon and Sophia find them. Before Baker's men can attack the Russian Sophia, a swarm of small dinosaurs attacks. In the ensuing chaos, one of Baker's men is dragged away, eventually managing to fight off the initial wave of creatures, only to be mortally wounded by a sudden attack from a winged dinosaur. His comrades arrive, shoot the dinosaur and carry him to the research building. Inside, the wounded soldier is in immense pain. Baker follows Sophia and sees her injecting herself with a drug which she explains is the result of her prolonged isolation. She reveals the core truth: the dinosaurs were an accidental glitch from her husband's research on a skyportal machine intended for an attack on the USA. The general's mismanagement opened a timeline portal, bringing the dinosaurs to the present, and he is now building the larger machine in the mountains. That night, a dinosaur attack on the building forces the soldiers to shoot it, alerting others. A large-scale attack ensues, with the creatures trying to breach the steel structure. Sophia reveals an escape route to the harbor, but the mortally wounded soldier insists they leave him behind. As the others escape, he activates 2 bombs, sacrificing himself to cover their retreat. On a boat the next morning, Baker shares the plan to destroy the machine. Sophia, after regaining consciousness, warns that detonating it will destroy the world. They must cut a wire or remove its leg to shut it down. They fend off another dinosaur attack. They land in a foggy area, and a sudden attack by small dinosaurs leads to another soldier's sacrifice. He fires continuously to distract the creatures before shooting himself. Baker finally contacts the colonel, relaying their location and demands a helicopter. The team infiltrates the general's compound. Baker and Sophia sneak toward the main area, discovering that the Russian soldiers are unhappy with their leader Jarnard for the disaster. Baker's men plant bombs. Baker and Sophia free 2 guards who agree to help. When Russian soldiers shoot a baby dinosaur, its furious parents storm the base, destroying vehicles and killing men. Jarnard hides. Baker's team, maneuvering through the chaos, reaches the lab, kills a scientist, and Sophia cuts a wire, deactivating the machine as the emergency lights come on. The general has escaped. Dinosaurs enter the base, blocking the exit. The team fights the creatures, but the overwhelming number of dinosaurs enters the lab. The general tries to use the control panel but is immediately attacked and eaten by the creatures. A soldier continues shooting to stop the dinosaurs, but he too is killed in the blast. Sophia leads the remaining survivors to the back door. They run, but a dinosaur grabs one soldier and the others are forced to abandon him. They find a ladder and Baker stays behind to cover their escape, throwing bombs as he is chased. The rest of the group sees a dinosaur coming after them after killing Baker, but they manage to escape. The colonel is waiting with helicopters and soldiers, and they open fire on the arriving dinosaurs. The helicopters shoot down the flying creatures. Many soldiers are killed, but they manage to blow up the base with a bomb, destroying the machine itself. As the helicopter flies away, the colonel scolds the team for destroying the machine instead of stealing it for the USA. Sophia explains that it is too late to prevent danger, as many dinosaurs have already begun to be sold outside the forest, posing a threat to the world. With this terrible realization, the film concludes. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.